Hi there everyone, Hector Haines here from RaceID, and yeah, today I just want to tell you a little bit about my top 3 tips for planning a great race course. Alright, so let's get into it. 3 tips then. Well, number 1, you got to make your race course memorable. That is, your participants, they want to relive the race through memories, through pictures, through images, through video, everything that you can give them to make their experience more memorable, and of course memorable in a good way, usually is better than in a slightly more negative way, of course. So yeah, you got to think like great views, mountains, forests, lakes, sea, perhaps coastal areas, fantastic trails. You can add in even architectural elements or cultural elements, historical sites. All these things add up, and if your race can take in a lot of variation, that obviously adds to the memorable nature of your race. All right. The next thing really is to think about, okay, I've made a memorable course, I've got some great ideas of where I'm going to take my photos and maybe have some drone shots or something, and I'm gonna be able to give those to my participants after the race so they can remember for years to come. Well, what's the next thing? Of course, number 2, you've got to make it safe. Making it safe is another important aspect of your race design, your course design. Obviously, if you're going to go to the top of the mountain for those great views, you got to consider, okay, how exposed is it up there? What's the weather going to be like? Do I have to have a plan B, a route B, that my bad weather course, for instance, that my participants are going to have to race on if the weather is too bad? What else? I mean, yeah, basically, you've got to assess the risks of, okay, river crossings or road crossings, all the traffic management perhaps related to those. Even just the trail itself is perhaps a little bit rocky, or rooty, and provides some sort of risk inherent to that with injury to your participants. Obviously, if it's remote, a remote race has obvious issues. If you have an injured participant and having to extract them from the remote area can be an issue, can be an extra risk. So yeah, think about all these things and make your race course as safe as possible. The third thing, the final thing that I would say to you when you're designing your race course, what to think about? Well, the third thing is make it spectator friendly. And what do I mean by that? Well, basically open up your race for spectators. A lot of participants will bring along their support team, from friends and family and the rest of it. And so, yeah, create a nice little spectator-friendly race. This could just be providing a run-through, 2-3 kilometers from the finish. Your participants run through the finish area, the arena, and everyone can see and cheer. And then they go do another couple of kilometers, and the excitement builds, the tension builds then for the final finish of your race. And that can be really fun. Of course, I mentioned before, you can use drone footage and other kind of footage, and you can make that live, so just streaming from a little camera phone on a live stream from a checkpoint, for instance, can really help. Obviously, you can use live drone footage. That being said, you're going to need good data signal to transmit that live. But that can really help, then spectators can be watching the race on their phones. You can use live GPS tracking, for instance, as well. Even put up a big screen in your arena and stream all these things to your big screen so that participants don't have to watch the race on their small phones in the arena. So that you can really create a nice arena atmosphere there. If you have a big screen and you're showing the race as it happens and the GPS tracking and all the rest of it, plus, of course, all the online spectators for your race that you can get through that. One final thing I would mention is perhaps, allowing spectators to travel out to certain points on your race course. So if you've got a suitable point in your race course that spectators can go there and cheer and spectate and support, then that's a great idea. And even providing transport, like organizational transport for your spectators there and back, can be really well appreciated by both participants and by spectators, because yeah, nothing better than running through a checkpoint and getting handed a gel by a loved one. So those are my top 3 tips. Number 1, make it memorable. Number 2, make it safe. Number 3, make it spectator friendly. And with these 3 things, if you design your course to those 3 principles, it's going to be a great and epic race. Take care out there. Hope you plan great races, and if you've got any questions, just get in touch. All right, see you.